So I want to share something that I've been contemplating, and it makes life so easy. It's like a lens that I put on life that makes life so easy that I really want to share it with all of you as fast as possible. Also to integrate it a little bit more. It has to do with what is life and what is God, or what is life and what is spirit, what is the divine frequency. And it has been my passion to continuously dive into that and to get better into understanding and discerning that. So I want to share with you an insight, and after that I want to do a live Q&A. If you have a question, I already talked to the community right here. Raise your hand. If you're on YouTube, put your question in the chat. I'm here to answer as many questions as I possibly can channel. But first, let's make life a little easier. I want to talk especially about restlessness and peace or stillness, because we hear it all the time, right? Like, okay, when you achieve stillness of the mind, then all of a sudden the insights come and God starts speaking to you, and there's all these things that have to do with stillness that are quite nice, and the sentences are nice to hear, but to actually perceive and cultivate stillness is quite hard. And I have been practicing it for many years now. And even though it's a lot easier than in the beginning, I have been contemplating a lens that makes it so easy. Because actually, everything that is not stillness might be called a reality to some degree, or physical reality, or maybe also energetical reality. Like everything that is not stillness. At the moment, I have the word restlessness. Everything that is restless is automatically not fully aligned with the divine, because the divine always embodies peace, stillness, space, infinite. So when I was in my meditation, I started to very accurately listen to restlessness and to see how much restlessness I could perceive. And what then is left is a stillness. So by actually perceiving the opposite more clearly, I also started to perceive the stillness more clearly. And that was such a funny thing. And I was like, like your mind can be restless, of course, we all know that. But your body can be restless too. You might notice in meditation that your body wants to move or stretch or stand up or yawn, or, you have all these sneeze even. All these things that the body wants to do. It wants to constantly move. It is in constant movement. Only when you are cultivating very high levels of peace, you can be in states of breathlessness and heartbeatlessness without actually dying. I never achieved such a state. I'm learning from people that achieve such a state. And it's very interesting to me that it's really overcoming restlessness. And you will notice, even by sitting still, how many things are moving. We can take a couple of breaths together, where we just close our eyes, inhale and exhale, which automatically makes us a little bit more calm. Let's take a couple of breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and really put your eyes and your focus on your inner world. And for the next moments, I will be silent. And I just want you to perceive the restlessness in your mind and body. So you might already have noticed that in the last 10 seconds or so when we were silent, thoughts might come, distractions might come, thoughts of like, is he really going to be silent? When is he going to talk again? But maybe also sensations in your chest. Maybe you felt your heartbeat. Maybe you felt just small fluctuations and tingling sensations. Like there's so much restlessness there. And that's actually perfectly fine. It's not a bad thing. But what I noticed is all of that is part of this energy dynamic of these reality that we're living in. Even when you zoom into a rock, the rock is full of fluctuating molecules and atoms. So even a rock, which is, very massive, it's still full of movement. Some people even say like the only constant in life is change. I disagree. There is another constant in life that you might call the divine or God or the creator, that has almost the same quality, but is actually the opposite of change. It's ever present, never changing, all the time here, all the time listening, all the time present. And by understanding your restless nature, I found in the last days and weeks, you can also perceive way easier your divine nature, your essence, that is not based on molecules, that is not based on shifting and fluctuating energies and change and unfoldment. It's just here, present, it's light, it's essence, it's ever shining. And it's a beautiful thing to discover inside of yourself. So I want to share with this because actually me observing my restlessness brought me closer to my peace. So maybe we can do the same experiment that we did a couple moments ago. We take a couple of deep breaths. We go into observing state and we watch all the restlessness. But then after a couple of moments, I also ask you to see if you can perceive the opposite of it. All right, so let us take a couple of deep breaths together. Let's do 3 through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and relax. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and relax. And on our next breath, we breathe fully in. And on our exhale, we're going to bring the most relaxed and still state we can possibly embody into our field. And now observe. Observe every form of movement. Movement in thought, movement in emotion, movement in sensation, fluctuations in your body. Observe it all. And then ask yourself, can you also find the opposite of this restlessness? Where is the peace? Where is the stillness? maybe switch back your focus to the restlessness. Focus on all the change, all the fluctuations for a couple moments. And then focus again on the opposite. Where is the stillness, the space, the peace? What I found is the more you are able to center yourself in peace and in stillness, the more you're able to find your soul. That part of you that is ever constant. And that soul, that essence, is a perfect reflection of all the divine qualities. Now it can be scary to even go there because you're so used to living and identifying with something physical. You are a persona, you have a name, you have a body, you have change and movement and fluctuations. Not even many people know that there actually is a soul. They just think it's a music genre probably and an artistic expression, but it's a true, feelable, livable experience. And I notice that, I notice parts of me when I go there are afraid to let go of that restless nature. But once I allow it to be safe and to be completely okay to slowly let go and explore what this peace inside of me actually is, the bigger it becomes, the more beautiful it becomes. And then also sometimes the restlessness can come back stronger, and it is a constant dance of, oh, my mind started thinking again, let me go back to this state. Oh, I feel a lot of body movement again, let me go back to this state. And once I do that, oof, I feel so recharged, healed, better and better ideas come through. It's such a beautiful contrast to experience inside of yourself, and to realize you're not only restless, you're also peace. Right? You're not only constant movement, you're also the stillness that holds that. And the more we explore it, the more our physical problem seems to naturally move away, to start flow, and reality starts to transform in front of our eyes because we are aligning ourselves with something so much higher in frequency. So I believe it holds many answers, and I'm curious what you felt. Feel free to put in the chat if you felt something, if you felt a difference. I wanted to share this with you because for me it's such a nice tool, and I like to share nice tools. So let me relight my incense and let's start this Q&A. I just wanted to start with this. Let me, if it's okay, share a little bit of your comments here. Right, you're right. Ellen says you are the observer of your restlessness. Exactly. And that observer is actually not restless at all, right? It's just calmly watching it all. It's just there watching, just present. There's no movement in the observer. It's just, wow, yeah, it's beautifully, beautifully worded. Okay. Ready for questions? If you're on YouTube, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm also here with the Sacred Alignment community members. They have priority. And I have 2 hands raised here, starting with Ellen. Ellen, feel free to share your questions.
Thank you. So if the question is if you can connect to my own records,
Mm-hmm.
and it's related to restlessness of the future. So the question, if you can ask the akashic record keepers and lords and teachers, is if as I am not extending my contract, my current job,
Oh,
what kind of
congratulations.
work would be in my highest alignment to focus on in the coming year? And secondly, could you share more about the spiritual gifts that are ready to unfold for me in the coming year? And then what is in my highest alignment right now?
Oh, beautiful questions. So let me quickly repeat that. I'm going to connect with your personal records. I'm going to ask what is in your highest alignment for a new job, because you stopped your contract, which, congratulations. That's awesome. It's a really great thing.
Well, next year, I'm like at the end of this year.
Okay, wow, that's powerful.
I decided not to extend indeed.
And then the second part was?
Yeah, so indeed, what kind of work would be my highest alignment to focus on? What are the spiritual gifts that are ready for me to unfold?
Beautiful. Do I have permission to open your records?
Yes.
Beautiful. Dear records, do we need to repeat the question? We know. Okay. Then please give your answer. Dear Ellie, we are so grateful that you are here asking this question, because first of all, many humans are feeling the urge to start completely living from their own soul and what their own soul came here to do. You did an incredible job, but what is even more incredible is that you have completed its trajectory and are now ready for something new. We are seeing in your field that you have lots to share with humanity. There is a whole lot of potential ready for you to be awakened. And what is so beautiful is that your experience of it will greatly combine your old skills, even some of the old contacts that you have with your job, and at the same time a whole lot of new interests and even qualities that we see in your field that will be awakened in the very near future that we unfortunately are not able to talk about right now. But know that there are many qualities that can only be unlocked by you taking the step. So there has been a couple of, you can call them upgrades, or you can call them unlockable qualities that can only become present and active in your field if you create enough space for it. And you have created, with the decision, a lot of space for it. And so these processes have been activated. Now, we would love to share with you the following. We want you to point to where you can find the answer yourself by a very simple but powerful way to connect with others. We want you to first reflect on the question, which people I felt I could truly be myself with, by which people I didn't feel pressured or judged. And when you have a couple of names that come up based on that question, we would like for you to start a conversation with them and just say something like, hey, I'm starting something new. I'm requesting some feedback. Can I ask you a couple of questions to better know what I can offer to the world? Because you have been a person I always felt my full self with. I want to thank you for always letting me be my full self. And I would love to ask you, what are some things that you are dealing with? What are some challenges that you are facing right now? Because, and this is really good for a lot of people to know and to realize, you can come up with a lot of things. You are a very talented person. You have many skills, many interests, many intentions to help certain groups of beings. And they're all beautiful in their own regard. But the most easy way to success is to actually ask the people you would love to work with the most what they need, and have the confidence that you are in a position to help them with their need. Now, some needs you will not have the confidence with. They might say, my car engine is broken. I really need to repair my car engine. You might not necessarily be able to help with that. But if they say, I'm struggling in finding myself, or I have constant headaches and I don't know where they come from, and every medical person says that I'm completely fine. When they start to offer you these kind of problems, you will probably immediately have something to give them on the spot. By understanding your ideal group of people and just going in there to explore, you will find the most fast way of what is needed. And when you know what is needed that you can offer a great help with, you have found a market need where you can offer a service, a product, something to help that need with, something to solve that problem with. Now we wish to tell you what we see in front of you, but we are not allowed right now. You might, after a couple of these actions, ask this question again, and we will have more specific answers for you. But what would be very powerful and beautiful is to ask a couple of your close friends about their challenges, about their problems. Whenever you feel inside of your heart, ooh, I can solve this, ooh, I can help here, always ask for permission, but at the same time notice that there is something inside of you that can immediately serve. When you follow that inkling and that trigger of service, what is beautiful is that you can then follow that trajectory, put it into a package, and allow that package to then be offered to more people that you would love to work with. And what is so beautiful about your timing is that you can start and already offer things during the holidays and at New Year's, which is most of the time where people are most receptive and most open to change. The only other date that can come close to this is their own birthdays, and they will always be scattered all along your year. But the holidays and the New Year point is a very powerful moment to start with a couple of clients. So do the exploration and the discovery already now. Let your own body be the proof. Let your feedback be exactly the right feedback that is needed. When you combine your inner urge to serve and solve a problem with the feedback of the problems that your ideal people have, you have found your sweet spot. And we wish you a great discovery with that. It will create a lot more clarity, this just going for it and starting conversations, than reflecting a lot, listening a lot, learning a lot. We are completely great voices that will always point you to your inner compass. But in this specific scenario, faster clarity comes from going and connecting. So follow the path, collect the data and information, and then allow yourself to ask this question again when there is more guidance. When it comes to the things that are in store for you, there are many. And sometimes these will be covered by a little bit of resistance or a little bit of fear. These fears can show up as doubt, they can show up as worry, they can show up as regret. They can show up in many forms. But what we want to say right now to you is this. Your regrets, your resistance, your fears are always pointing you towards the next upgrade that you are here to unfold. Especially when you make a big step of these, you will find certain moments where you are thinking, oh my God, what did I do? Oh my God, what is happening? There's all of a sudden uncertainty. There's all of a sudden out of the comfort zone. But actually, those resistances and those fears are showing you your next level. They're pointing you towards looking at it. So always welcome resistance and always welcome fears, because by looking at them with love and allowing yourself to ask, what are you here to show me? you will very soon realize that behind those sensations is more of who you are and more of your next qualities that you're here to unlock. We are greatly appreciating and celebrating your step. And even though our answers are vague today, you will be amazed with how quickly you are gaining clarity and finding your way. So go, flow, and allow every person to come up to at least give them one message and reach out. This is what we see is the fastest way for you at this moment to gain clarity and to immediately have paying clients just after your contract ends, if you choose to be busy in those times. And otherwise, you might already have a waiting list. So you can start whenever you want to start. It will all come from the clarity created through connection, especially to the people you most love to interact with. Okay. How was that?
I feel excited, right?
Nice. Yeah. Me too.
Like a teaser or something, right? Like something is coming up. Well, we're not going to tell you. It's just got to live through it, experience it, learn, and reach out to yourself.
Right.
Like, do it in that sense, right? Take the action.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes I really don't like when the Akashic Records give these kinds of answers. I really don't like it, but because you just want to know. But when I follow their instructions, at the end, I always understand why they do so, because they value our journey more than us knowing the answer, right? Like they can tell, I believe they can tell, but then at the same time, they rob you from the big aha moments. They rob you from the discoveries of like, oh my God, I thought I wanted to go there, but now I have a couple of sessions and I notice I can put myself way better in this position. Like that discovery, they find more valuable because we are in a dimension where time moves so slow, right? We are in a dimension where we can, through a microscope, see the creation process. And now you're creating something new. They rather let you point to your own discovery than that they are the discovery. In some cases, when you're ready to know, they will tell. When they feel, but this will be way better when she discovers it herself, like they just did now, they just give the fastest way. So yeah, that was beautiful. I'm excited too. And congratulations. I'm gonna close the records, but that's a beautiful question. And if you have follow-up questions, just keep on raising your hand. We might be able to come. Beautiful. Ooh, thank you. Beautiful. Wow. Miriam, you have a question.
Yes. Hi, good evening.
Hello.
So good to see you. I would also like to ask you to open my personal Akashic records.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel I'm currently entering a new level that is about living in full integrity, like living my full truth and absolute alignment. And I would like to ask the Akashic Records, as I'm also turning like 45 next Monday. So it's my birthday coming, and it feels like, signaling this threshold or intensifying it.
Right.
What I can still take care of the old life in this transition into this new level.
Right.
And then I feel that two powers want to come through, and how I can support in letting them grow in this process. And one is the full awakening of my feminine sexual energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is my ability to accept and receive money, like financial abundance, to
Beautiful.
become this large container for not only giving, but also receiving.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Would you maybe love in a personal message to give you your full name? Because I know you recently received also an energetic name, right? While being in the community. I would love to, if you can send me a personal message to the name that you most resonate with. I just give you a hey.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to quickly say, people on YouTube, if you have a question, feel free to put them in the chat. I will try as many as possible in the hour, even though the Akashic Records can sometimes just give a whole transmission. Beautiful. So I open these records. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Beautiful. Do I have permission, by the way?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the first feeling that I feel is definitely a feeling. And it's like a smile, a gentle smile that just expresses like, this is all going to be perfectly all right. Like, it's going to be perfectly all right. That is the feeling that I immediately get. Can you explain more? Dear Miriam, we are grateful for the recent changes and shifts. You are growing into so many directions at the same time, and we are honoring your process. You are completely allowed to expand. And what we believe is so beautiful about your question is that you are asking about two streams and how to increase these two streams. But those two streams are perfect companions of each other. And that is so beautiful about it. Because the more you are able to tap in your feminine creativity and create from it, the more you will be able to receive financial compensation for that. The more financial compensation you receive, the more you are able to tap into your feminine creative qualities and sexuality and pleasure. You can give yourself gifts. You can go to different pleasurable experiences with that extra influx of financials. Through an increase in pleasure, in sexuality, and in creativity, again, more energy is there for you to create whatever is in your heart's desire. Now, it is very important that you are creating from a state of being turned on. That's what will increase a lot of this energy. You might have a couple of ideas, but one turns you a little bit more on than the others. And this is your sexual center speaking back to you and replying to your mental and imaginary activities. Therefore, it is really great in every moment during the day to sometimes consider your options. And whenever an option is really enlivening something in your sacral area, you might step into that and lean forward into those feelings. They will increase by doing so. Another quick but useful tactic when it comes to allowing yourself to step more into your feminine qualities and essence is to allow yourself to fully receive the pleasure that is right now in each moment. Because even right now, sitting and listening can be accompanied with a lot of pleasure that is already in the moment. Focus, for example, on your skin and notice all the sensations, the texture of the air, the temperature of the air, the smooth and sensual movement in which the air flows in and out your body. You might notice in the body certain tensions, and as soon as you notice them, you relax, and even more pleasure is released into the system. Only by witnessing the pleasure in the moment, you open the sacral, which in turn increases your creative potential, your sexuality, your radiance, and it will also increase the power of finances to come to you. In all of this exploration of creativity and pleasure, we want to say as well to you, let there be a little bit of masculine qualities there. Not too much, a little bit. And these masculine qualities are fulfilling two functions for you. The first function is to be aware of all the resources that are in your field. The presence of being aware. The second function is to let yourself create a system that moves a creation into a sharing and moves a sharing into a possible something that people can buy. Let's say you record a dancing practice. Now, you might literally record the dancing practice. You might, after that, film a little intention and a couple of small instructions. Then you show yourself dancing completely free. And then you say, who else wants to dance with me? Now that sharing might give you a lot of conversations. Some people are inspired. Some people want to dance with you. Some people are expressing they want to be as free as you, but they don't know how. Some people are inviting you for a coffee. In this sharing, there is actually a lot of financial potential there. You might be able to give someone personal instructions online to start their dancing practice. You might be able to let people become more free in their expression and in their body. You might be able to use the different healing practices that you already have to unblock somebody's energy field, and so forth. Now, just like in the previous answer, we recommend to deeply listen to the people that are resonating with your sharings and allow the interaction to become clear on which way you can help. You might record a video series for someone, but after you created it for someone, you after that can put it on your website. And you might share like, hey, here's a website. Here is a product that lets you dance more free. You might do a one-on-one session. You might do a series of one-on-one sessions. But listen deeply to what the person needs and is ready for to commit. This is one form of financial creation, financial flow creation from your creativity. The only masculine quality that we are inviting is just that extra step of putting it into a form that can be shared and then sharing it. That little technical structure that can be in place so that people can interact with your creative flow. Now, next to this, we want to say one important thing. Money and finances move away when you chase it, but it will start chasing you when you are completely centered in your creativity, in your intuition, in your feminine qualities. Which is great news and is perfectly aligning with the question you have. Allow everything you do to come from a place of service and help, and allow the money to be a byproduct. When you see money as the main goal, you are seeing a side effect of you being in your genius as the main goal. And therefore you are limiting yourself to only focus on a side effect, while the true source is actually you being in your genius, being in your creativity, being in your creative essence and your flow. And therefore, go for yourself, helping others. Yes, go for yourself, your own creative inspiration, your own intuitive nudges. Follow it. Go with both legs, jump into it. Follow the creative energy centers. Follow what turns you on. Follow it, follow it, follow it. And at the same time, allow yourself to have the service to others as one of your main objectives. Recharge yourself and serve others, and the finances will become a beautiful byproduct that eventually are constantly coming to you because you stopped chasing finances and you came into a state of energy where finances will chase you and want to come to you. This is what we can say in this short period of time. We hope this is clear, powerful, and you are able to move with great creativity and sexuality into this exploration? Hmm. Hmm.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's very powerful and important for me to hear.
I love it. You're also wearing great colors for it.
Yes.
You're completely aligned with it. I love it. Thank you too. That was a beautiful question, and that answer I need to hear again. That was for me also very powerful. Thank you. Love and light. Wow. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do one more question. I don't see in the YouTube chat, I don't see questions. And here I have the beautiful ocean. Hello, ocean. Feel free to unmute yourself.
I love this answer just now.
Hmm. What did it do for you?
No, it reminded me of this simple four words, meaning nothing attracts everything.
Hmm.
There's so much truth in that.
Hmm.
In any area, to that place where you feel you already, it's already everything here, and you're not chasing, and things come to you. I found it over and over again to be true. Yeah. And I have to over and over again, like remind myself to get into that place of not grasping,
Hey, I wanna, I completely resonate with it too. And one thing that I also feel is when you're in a, like I have many times really great intuitive nudges, but that I don't do them yet, or I don't do them because, you know, I had a certain promise, or I had a certain, I'm maybe afraid that my business will not go well, so I will just focus on the business instead of this creative nudge. And every time I just feel when I don't listen to it, that I have some feeling like, oh my God, I should just have listened to it. Like there was just something so pure and unique there that might have been service to many, many, many. Like might have been valuable to so many people. But I was afraid of like not I was afraid to spending that much time on it and not having the business go all right. But actually it's the opposite. Like what am I embodying? What am I embodying when I'm afraid if the business I'm embodying a struggling entrepreneur. And then I have more struggling entrepreneurial things. But what am I embodying when I'm just have an intuitive nudge and I'm just like, let's go. Let's explore this. Let's follow this creative urge. Then I'm indeed in what you shared, like in a place where you have everything, right? You're in a place of like, I have everything. Like I have the freedom to go for this. I have the freedom to go for this creative nudge. And what I notice as well, the more I go for it, the better ideas are coming. You know, like it's almost also a permission slip for more receiving. Like it's almost like sometimes the divine just puts a little idea there, like, is she gonna respond? Or I'm not, you know, is he gonna respond? You know, is she's gonna stay? Yeah, and I have it too. And every time I did it, on hindsight, I had a little bit of regret. I forgave myself for it as well, but I definitely felt, man, I wish I just followed that nudge.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's a great dynamic to spot inside of you and to have the trust to continuously go there. So, yeah, thank you for reflecting with me. What is your question?
So I would like to ask you also to open my personal records. And okay, so at the moment, I'm very, very clear that I want to have a period of travel again, and of, you know, can be open end, however many months. I'm free, and I'm already preparing myself. I have figured out where to put things in storage and so on. And I cannot actually decide where I want to go. There's been different locations over the last few months that I felt very excited about, where I felt deep inside, like, yes, this one. And in a way, um, I think I even was in session with my own records. The only thing that came was, how can I decide where to go? They made me, let's say, a question. I said, which experiences do you want to have? Decide which experiences you want to have. Because of course, if I say I want to be doing a dieta in the Amazon, they won't send me to India, no?
Right.
That's pretty clear. But yeah, so I've been with this, and trying not to listen too much to the mind, but I cannot really. I feel like I should really buy a ticket soon because I want to fly in about 4 weeks
Okay.
now. And so my question would be, well, I don't know how, either the question is which place would be for my highest good in this moment in time to visit. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know, like, because your record said like know kind of which intention you have? Do you know the intention? Do you know what
the
is
intention of
what do you want
what
to
is seeking.
yeah, what do you want to experience in this location?
Mostly, I want to I mean, it's not just, I don't want to just travel to see a new place and do some nice hikes or something. It's mostly because I want to deepen in my spirituality and in my skills as a healer, let's say. So it has to be a place that, well, there was very strong was what came with Hawaii and now India. And but also came up Brazil, which is all these 3 different places. It's mostly that I seek to find, especially in India and Hawaii, people spirituality is just so alive, like on a day to day. It's not like that you have to join a workshop, that you have to visit a certain temple everywhere. And yes, so it's for expansion, for my own expansion in a way connected to my work.
Beautiful. Do I have your permission to open your records? Thank you. Do you have the full question? Yes. Okay. Okay, the first thing that I feel is actually quite a lot of weight on the shoulder and the neck. Can you explain more? Dear one, we are so grateful that you are sharing this. and continuously to ask us for clarity and guidance. First of all, the best place right now is, of course, right here. You are here for a reason. There's nowhere else to go. But we understand your urge and your inner desire to travel. And even though our time estimates are not the most accurate, we are able to see a couple of greatly beneficial places for your expansion. We want to say this. Before you go, allow yourself to release a lot of weight on your shoulders. This is metaphorical. There have been some self-created pressures and tensions and worries that you simply don't need. They make your life heavier than it needs to be, and they will make your travel heavier than it needs to be. You are now in a perfect space to make sure those things are seen and released from your system. Not only will the travel become more clear to you when you do, also you will be able to immediately be welcomed by aligned souls, almost to the degree that they have been expecting you and they are ready to show you around and show you the healing circles that they are part of. Very synchronistic encounters are awaiting you, especially when you allow yourself to drop all the weight from your shoulders. And Spirit can help. It is beautiful to not only ask Spirit about the outer world reflections, like ideal travel locations, but also for inner world reflections, and ask it, can you put me in the perfect state that I am clear and ready to travel inside? Can you put me in the perfect state that my weights of my shoulders are completely dropped and instead I feel light and move with effortless ease into the world? A lot of humans are forgetting these inner state questions and manifestations, but it's truly a lot easier to change your inner state than your outer state. And when the inner state is aligned, the outer state will soon follow. That being said, allow yourself to focus on the expansion that you know is possible and you know is ready for you. You can right now also imagine that all of the weight is being moved away from your body. You place yourself 4 weeks into the future. Now, we ask your guides to help us because your guides have a perfect sense of future timelines. Dear guides, can you help me? Give me clarity on what is my most aligned location. From this state, allow yourself to imagine booking a ticket to India and see yourself flying there and arriving there in a fast forward motion. Then see yourself interacting with the world and doing your healing and expansion work there. Allow yourself to save these feelings as we go back to the moment just before you bought the ticket. And now repeat the same vision, but now you are buying a ticket to Hawaii. You buy a ticket to Hawaii. You see yourself flying there. You see yourself there on the islands, doing your healing work and unfolding in your expansion journey. Remember the feelings that your body and your guides are giving you. Now come back. Go back in time, just before the moment you bought a ticket. This time you see the same movie, but you buy a ticket to Brazil. You take a plane to Brazil. You are moving into the healing circles of Brazil. And you see yourself doing your work there and expanding there. And then you move back. Which one of these you felt was the most in expansion? There are 2 more locations, if you allow us, to add. One is to stay in Europe. Allow yourself to go back into that vision. You buy a ticket to the best place you can possibly be in Europe. Clarification will come later. But know that you are moving to the best place in Europe. See yourself flying there. See yourself doing the healing work there. Feel into that texture. And finally, the islands of Thailand and Indonesia. See yourself buying a ticket. See yourself flying there. Arriving, moving into the healing circles. And heal. Unfold. Expand. Now come back to the present moment with all of this information. Allow yourself to breathe deeply. One of these had the highest levels of expansion, being embodied into your field. One of these places felt most open to you. Allow yourself to reflect on that. Because we can see that there are more than one place that can fulfill your intention. But what a better way to point you towards your own inner compass than through this experiment. You have to realize that the Akashic records are very far away from time and space as humans are perceiving this. Therefore, we ask for help for your guides, because your guides are seeing your reality a lot more clearer than we do. And by using the input of your guides and your own intuitive systems, you can have very clear guidance of where to go to. So if it was not fully clear, allow the top 3 to pass another ones of those experiments. Feel closely which one feels the most open, but especially place yourself to go there in 4 weeks. Make it specific. See yourself in 4 weeks going to a certain location. That 4 weeks is important because otherwise your subconscious thinks you want to move right now. And right now might not be the best moment to move at all. And so everything will feel closed. But once you specify this 4 weeks into your field, you are able to put yourself there, and you can buy with confidence and alignment your next ticket. Let your inner compass speak the most loudly here, and let your guides help you with the additional information. We are seeing that the step to move is a great step. We are seeing that your intention to grow and expand are very well received. And what we are also seeing is the beginning of our transmission and answer is make sure you leave your weight when it comes to worry, when it comes to doubt at home. Release it as fast as you can and find a state of free and light energy as you move into your next journey and adventure. We are here for you all the way, and we hope this pointer to your inner compass has been clear and successful. Thank you, dear one. Which one, I'm curious, which one felt most clearly?
I need to spend more time
Okay,
with that.
okay.
Yeah. It feels at the moment more in India, Indonesia, like definitely east
Yeah,
for this time. And
right.
yeah. Like this time.
Wow. I'm very looking forward to when you decided. Please share with us.
Yeah.
I would love to know. Thank you, records. Close the akashic records. Well, I want to thank you for being part of this journey and being part of this Q&A. I feel my body needs rest, and yeah, I'm thinking to, like, there's lots of ideas in my mind, and one of the ideas is actually to, around Halloween, create an event that is called, at the moment the name is The Veil is Thin, and I want to make an event where I teach everyone who's there how to connect to the records, how to talk to their guides, how to talk to their angels, like the whole thing, because and it's the perfect timing. And it gives so much richness to my life and to the people that I teach it to, that I would love to, at this timing have something special there. So I think it's going to be a 5-day long masterclass or a 5-day long journey where everyone who's there will increase their channeling abilities or opening their channeling abilities so that they can learn akashic records, where they can learn everything. Like, this is just in my mind. I haven't set it up yet. I maybe share this way too early, but I just wanted to let you know. Everyone that is in a community will have access. Everyone who is not might also have access, but I will share later. When I set it up, I just feel it's in my inspirational field. So let me know if you feel like you want to get better in channeling and better in things like that. If it's something you would love, because I believe the timing to do so is perfect. And I want to thank you all for being part of this beautiful Q&A. I felt a lot of peace. Maybe it's because we started with peace at the beginning, but I feel a lot of peace being with you. And yeah, let's continue this journey of exploration and alignment and getting better and better in listening to our own selves and shining that through in the world. So this was awesome. I hope to see you soon. Much love, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye everyone.